Your life.
Yes, just waiting for it. All right, so welcome everyone. Super apologies for making you guys wait, and for the last half an hour we have been battling with the infrastructure, and for some reason the streaming was not working as expected. So sincere apologies, and thank you for being patient and nice with us. And Anand, can you hear me? Hopefully this is all okay now.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Just do you want to ensure that the stream is coming properly once?
Yeah, I'm just checking that right away.
Yes, please do. While he is doing that, once again, sorry guys. And we thought we got it all covered, and we were testing an hour ago and everything was fine. And I thought, everything will go well, but looks like I was going through YouTube charts and I heard Om Swamiji's message, and he said, when things go negative, when things go bad, and just see that if you have given the best, calm down and see if you can kind of fix the issue. So hopefully we are kind of doing that. And
yeah, it's live and it's going correct.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, it's good now.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right, finally, and and thanks for waiting, Anand. I know you are also on the clock, and we have now half an hour. We have pushed everything half an hour, so we'll try to wind up very quickly, and we'll see what best
I
we can
think
do.
This is probably because of me, man. I was never on time all my life, and because I was hosting it, so facing this problem.
While I agree to the
joke between us.
while I agree to the first part that you have been late many a times, this one is on me. So my machine gave up, guys. So thank you, and sincere apologies again. All right, so let's get started. We will not waste time. And yeah, go ahead, Anand.
Cool. So first of all, to everyone out there who's listening to us right now, we are really thrilled to share that we have completed 2 years of Black Lotus in its current rare form, and I thought it's a good idea to get Vikram in the front and ask him really tough questions. So this conversation should not be called Conversations with Black Lotus. It should be called Tough Questions with Black Lotus. So watch out. And for everybody who's just joined us, I just want to say that stay till the end, because I've got like really the toughest question for the end. So please try to stay back till the end. Right. So without any further delay, let me just start. Vikram, first question for you is, why haven't we heard much from Black Lotus in the last 6 months?
If you have not heard from the last 6 months, you should have seen that there have been updates in the last 6 months, man. The only thing is we were focusing on the product. No, I'm just kidding. You are absolutely right. We have not done too many live stream sessions or mindful to mindful sessions, or we have not been in the forefront of news for a while. And the main reason for this was we were focusing on the product and making sure that the kind of feedback we got, we have incorporated it, and also to ensure that the first experience for new users becomes good. So we did a lot of product experiments, and thankfully to the team, we were able to release, I think in the last 6 months, about 4 updates. Many of these updates would not have affected the users who have been using the app for a long time, but they were primarily going to affect people who come in newly. Like, for example, if you share the app with somebody else, right? So when somebody new comes in, initially there was a lot of hand-holding that was required. People were not understanding what to do, etc. So we have kind of worked on all of that, and that has been our primary, focus for the last 6 months. And now we are kind of happy that the product is in a shape where anybody new who comes into the app can experience the content, Swamiji's content immediately, and be able to see the value much more easily. So that was what has been we have been doing for the last 6 months. First question itself was a tough question, Anand. Now I'm worried what you're going to ask me next.
Sounds really good. So what I get out of this is that right now we can go about sharing this app with other people, and they will be like able to experience this better. But it may not be so much of a change for somebody who's already an existing Black Lotus user. So that's what I'm getting out of it. All right. So all right, now next question for you is, what are some interesting updates from Black Lotus?
All right, so I'm gonna bunch two, three things together and tell it to you. Some of the good things with respect to the app usage, right? So not the features of the app, we'll come to that, but the app usage itself, some terrific numbers. We have the best and the proudest numbers that we have is, from the kindness acts that have been logged in by the users of the app, about 2.4 million people have been impacted. And that's a hooray and,
Insane.
thumbs up
That's
and
insane.
yeah, applause to all the users of the app, really. That's been,
Absolutely.
it's mind blowing. And some of the kindness acts that have been done and, people who have shared with us are unbelievable. One or two I will definitely share. And also importantly, Black Lotus is primarily a meditation app. So 42 million mindful minutes have been logged into the app. And, that's an unbelievable feat for an app that's been there just for a few years now. And with the kind of, it's still new, right? The number of people who use it is not in the numbers where it's, significantly big. So it's a small cohort of people who have been using the app religiously every day. And we have clocked 42 million minutes, which says a lot about where the app is today. So that's one. And then the other updates is that there are newer people who have started to use the app. So again, one definitely thanks to say or to our existing user base who have been sharing about the app, and other people are coming in. So we have been getting testimonials and feedback from users in Europe, even Croatia, even Nepal, Philippines, and US, of course, and so on. And there have been it's these kind of feedbacks, and when we get it's really heartwarming. Like one person, just to kind of share one or two feedbacks with you and everyone here. So somebody wrote to us from Europe, and this person had PTSD, and he started using the app. He got introduced by somebody, and he started seeing the value of incorporating the Black Lotus way of life as prescribed by Swamiji, and he started seeing benefits, right? And we know that anybody who kind of stays in the app for some time and experiences Swamiji's content will definitely see the value. And this person started seeing it, and he was so and he used it for a while before coming to us. He had probably used it for 6 months or so, and then he came back. He wrote to us and he said, this has impacted him a lot. And this guy is one of the very well-known musical creators. So he is so happy that he wants to kind of contribute to the music in the app, and take Swamiji's meditations, the music in the background that we have. So he wants to kind of create that and support Black Lotus in that. So when we heard it, we were very, very enthused about it. And while that is on the other one side, there are other young people who have started using the app, like as young as 16 years old and 22 years old, who have written to us that they had some issues and they're able to kind of overcome because there's this constant support. Or if you kind of think of Black Lotus as kind of a not guide really, but kind of a support person or a partner, however you want to put it. So it's there every time you get a mindful nudge, you kind of you're brought back to the present, you do a few minutes of meditation, you do the kindness act as prescribed and taught to us by Om Swamiji. Things start working, right? So that's what this young kid of 16 years old was able to say. And this person had a lot of calamities in his life, and he was able to really overcome that because of the support of the content in the app. The app is one thing, but it's the content in the app that makes a huge difference, which is Om Swamiji's, which we all know is one of the world's greatest meditators and our mentor. So that is working. So this is really heartwarming for us to know that people like this are being impacted, and it really makes our day. And we keep waiting for hearing more things like this from people. So that's the
Awesome.
update from yeah. So that's the
Quite
update from
awesome update.
yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, Anand. Yeah. And really thank you to all the first of all the tech team behind Black Lotus is a very small team but very committed people. So they put in the hours, and that's what makes the app what it is right now. So really thanks to them. And secondly, thanks to a lot of volunteers who support the the social media, and yourself, Anand, and everybody else who is supporting the app directly or indirectly. Really, thanks to all of your support to make this movement happen. Yeah.
So I really can't take credit, but I do want to I do want to say reiterate a couple of things like the kindness. A number of kindness acts, insane numbers. We started as a pinprick effect, and definitely we're not pinpricking anymore. We're doing more than that. So yeah, and the stories that you shared is just amazing. PTSD, as some people may not know, stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. And I personally know, while I was working in Black Lotus, I personally know so many people who have immensely benefited just by using the app. Right? Like people with anxiety, people who are not able to sleep with insomnia, and so many other such issues. Right? It's just not even 6 months. Just within a week of them using the app, I knew that they have like benefited immensely. So yeah, it's just amazing to hear these stories, and please do share such stories with us. It really really motivates us. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely. I mean, we should put out more of these stories. See, it's like, I mean, any app, any practice, so takes time for you to really see the impact. And those any user today, we can easily say that who has been with the app, who's using the app for even 11 days, start seeing some. It's not like total changes. We become a different person, or suddenly there are no problems in life. But it's just that there is this constant companion which kind of helps us walk the path and not be stopped by the hurdles that life throws at us, and all because of Om Swamiji's content, the meditations, the reading. All of this kind of helps us create some kind of a defense mechanism, if I were to say, and I can speak about this personally as well. Yes, yeah, so thanks for that, Anand. Yeah,
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go to the next question.
please.
Right. So we know that the app has been constantly evolving, all right, but many people may not know what are the new features that you may have brought into the app. So can you just put
Right.
some light on like the new features that you think that are interesting, that have been like brought in, but people who are existing
Sure.
users just go back to their routine and not aware of this?
Sure. So I'll just briefly name a couple of them. Maybe most of them, hopefully, are aware of it. If not, please, you can check out in the app as well. So while I said that many of the last 6 months features were aimed at newcomers and new users of the app, there were plenty of things that we worked on for the existing earlier user base as well. So one of the things that people were asking about was, hey, if I am on a goal, I have meditated there, and I have really resonated with the meditation there, but now I'm on some other goal. So I've finished that, so now I can't access the meditations there, you see. And maybe some of them who have been using the app for some time have finished all the goals, right? And now if you want a particular meditation of a particular goal, there was no way to access that unless you started that goal itself. But now what we have done is the legacy pack, what was known earlier as the legacy pack, has been converted into deepen your practice goal pack. And if you have finished a goal or a couple of goals and you go there, then what happens is all the meditation tracks, all the reinforced content, all the content of the goals you have completed will be accessible to you here. So this we felt was something which at least I as a user was missing this for sure. Because sometimes you would want to do a particular meditation from Zen goal, sometimes you would want to do one from deep build focus, and now deepen your practice gives us that mechanism. So that was an important update, I felt. Then the other things are minor things, but still we moved the profiling bit. So based on profiling, some mailers go, and some content goes to the user, so that we help them. We kind of try to assist them in choosing what goals they should go with next, etc. So these were some of the things. The playlist was another thing we released, where while you sit for a meditation, you can add 2-3 meditations, so that you can increase the length of your meditation, right? You don't need to be limited to 10 minutes or 15 minutes as per the meditation itself, right? So that's the other feature that we release, which kind of impacts everybody. And also rack audio, which you may have heard. There are people can now record the experience of the kindness act that they did, or that they experienced, and that is lot that if you listen to any of the rack audios, and this is my favorite part of the day, by the way. So just before in the night or early in the morning when I wake up, I just listen to a few rack audios, and it just lights me up because of the kindness acts that people have done or experienced, and it's just so warm. It feels very nice.
I think these are amazing updates. I think what we should do is we should just share this part of the video with more people. I think it will really help them because most people will not be aware that you've done all these fancy things in the background. And yeah,
Right.
I personally like rack audios a lot. I have also recorded a few.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really, really cool. I really love it. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
conscious
nice.
of the time, so I'm going to quickly move to the
Yes.
next question.
Sure,
Right.
sure, please.
All right. So, can you talk about some features of the app that you're planning to bring in the future
Sure.
or in the near future?
Sure. Very, very, very quickly, I'll do that. So first of all, in another 7 days, we should have one more release. That is ideally August release. We are kind of overshooting it by a few days. So in the August release, typically the one major feature that you will have access to is history. So this has been a long pending feature actually. That means you can access all the everything that you have done earlier, and more importantly, any journaling you have done. You have written some notes for yourself. You can access all that. So we do have some advanced history feetures that we are planning to build, but I think the first one itself, at least basically accessing what you have written itself, should be helpful. So our real apologies for taking so much time to build this, but there were a bit of re-architecting that was required to make this happen from a performance point of view and the infrastructure, whatever point of view. But yes, so that's the primary feature update that is coming up in this week. And going forward, we have a few features which we had promised earlier, like we'll have a leaderboard. And by the way, I missed one important feature that is there currently in the app, where you can share the app. When you share the app, this sharing will happen with a code that is specifically for you, which basically means that, and this is not being shown anywhere, right? One, the person you share it to, for 1 month, they will get free access to the app. And two, is when we open the leaderboard, and depending on the permission of the other person, you can actually see get a leaderboard of all the people whom you have shared the app to, your family, so you can see how you are doing it. Because it's kind of easier probably to meditate every day when you see that your family, friends, everybody are meditating too.
That makes sense. And the history part, like I was really overjoyed to hear it, because I know that it has been like one of the most requested
yes
features.
absolutely right? So, absolutely, yeah.
Cool. I'll go on to the next one, and this is something that most people want to hear about. So this is the elephant in the room. When can we expect to see more of Swamiji's content?
Yes. So, I, as a user, I'm also kind of waiting for it. So if I were to say, after I've gone through all the goals and, gone through it. So a couple of things. One, you will start seeing new content of Swamiji in mindful nudges in the reinforce very soon, right? So that should happen very, very soon. And also the quotes, etc. So then coming to the next thing is we are working on a Kundalini goal pack, which once Swamiji approves, that should come so that into this one. There is already a wonderful Kundalini, retreat in os.me. Having said that, if somebody has gone through the retreat and you want to kind of practice Kundalini in your life as per the teachings of Om Swamiji and the steps that he had told us, then you can use this goal pack. So that's something that's coming up, and hopefully, if we will have more and more users taking value, then we can coax Swamiji to give us many more meditations and
I'm telling you, many people are going to come back to Black Lotus. Some of those people who, like I myself, have attended Kundalini and the actual practical, the live session with Swamiji, and then I even bought the course from os.me because I wanted to deepen my practice. And this is like the best thing that I've heard, how I can go about just using Black Lotus again and clock it and do it properly. Wow, this is awesome. This is really, really awesome. We should talk about this with more people, and they are going to love it. They're really, really going to love it. All right. So, okay, now I will go to the next question. Okay, and I'm really excited about all the new Swamiji stuff that you're going to be sharing. I think people are going to love it for sure. It has always been the case, so no changes in that. So yeah, all right. Now, tricky question. All right, if time, team, and capital were not a hindrance, what would you like to build in the coming days? Because you said you
Yeah.
are
So
facing challenges here, there, and all that. So if these
right. So
you
we
weren't
so
facing the challenge, what would you do?
true. Right now, we are still a very small team, right? So if we were, time and capital and team were not a constraint in the sense that uh, you know, uh, we could build with a larger team, then definitely we would look at. It's an interesting question, by the way. So we would definitely look at building some certain things which would be at what would be at the forefront if you look at it from other meditation apps point of view. What I mean to say is, Black Lotus app is a primarily a meditation app with kindness as an offering, and Swamiji's percept of how we can include rare in our life, and that kind of slowly starts transforming us, right? So that is already there. But Swamiji is a person who always wants the latest things and technological things to be there, and
Yes,
Black Lotus is a little
absolutely.
behind that in that way. And if we could really build a few more things, for one simple thing that we would want to build is, can you take a test which will tell you what is your mindfulness state right now, and then take the test again maybe after a month down the line, and then be able to see how you're progressing in your mindfulness journey. Are you more mindful? And this test is not like a yes or no kind of a test where you answer questions, right? So it's more scientific. It's been created by neuroscientists where it really captures what is the state of your mind right now in a way, and that will really help us see the progress, right? Because people say it's an inner feeling now that you've been using Black Lotus app, you've been doing it for a while, and you feel, oh wow, this has really impacted me. But how much has it really impacted? What is the tangible proof, right? So one thing we want to build is that part, the tests which are neuroscience based, and of course go also into newer technology areas, right? So build something which is interacts with your Apple Watch or your Android Watch and uses the sensors there to actually, like while you are meditating, how is your heartbeat being regulated, for example, right? Is your breathing better? And we have today sensors in these devices through which we can get the data and showcase in real time, right? So then it becomes easier to see that, okay, even a few minutes of meditation kind of impacts us immediately, because that's, again, it's a very subjective thing today. You feel good, maybe sometimes you sit in the meditation and you might not feel good at that moment, but it might actually be impacting your body in a good way. We might not know that, right?
True.
So
Very
to
true.
give that
Yeah.
proof, so these are some of the things we would want to build in the coming days, and hopefully we will be able to do that.
Fingers crossed. It sounds really, really exciting. I have always liked this whole idea of like trying to measure. When we were kids, right? We wanted to like really figure out like if you're meditating, are we going to all those like fancy stages, alpha, beta, and all those other like. If we could see that, right, we know that what we are
Right.
doing is actually working. So what you're saying makes so much sense, and I wish we are able to go to that level. I really, really wish, fingers crossed, both fingers crossed, that
Absolutely.
that we get the right kind of funding, and you're able to
Yeah.
do all these things and more.
Yeah. No, and definitely there are many more things, but you would have seen Swamiji's video where the scientific experiments were done on his brain, how he's able to concentrate,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
how
yeah,
how
yeah,
because
yeah.
of his mastery of meditation, he can really focus at one thing, for extended periods of time, and how normal people like us are all scattered even when we are focusing, right? So if we could see
Yes,
that for ourselves, then and without really buying any fancy gizmo and all that, through the app itself,
yes.
then I think it'll make us more serious about meditation is impacting. I'll take this cue to just tell about one thing, Anand. I read a very good book called, which many of them might have already read, called Peak Mind by Amishi Jha. So she's an Indian, but she's a neuroscientist, who stays in US, and it's her lifetime's works that she has written in this book. It's called Peak Mind. It's a fantastic book if somebody wants to read it. And what she says, in essence of her, her experience of testing meditation-based impact on people, especially on the U.S. Army, for about last 4 decades, right? And thousands of people, is this, that if we just meditate a minimum of 12 minutes a day, then there is a consequential impact on the brain. and the way our mind focuses and our attention, our grasp on the attention is. So it's like, if I were to say attention is like think of our mind as having many things. There are, emotions, there are thoughts, there are memories, right? And there is an imagination, right? Where we can conjure up things about the future and whatnot. And this attention is a small pen torch, right? And either you can throw it up on the emotion or on one thought or on the future or on, whatever, right? So our attention is so small, it can't light up the entire mind. It can only light up a part of it, right? So either you can focus on one thought or one emotion or one memory, right? Now the problem is our attention keeps jumping, right? So from this to that to this to that. Now what has been significantly proven now by science is that just 12 minutes, and there is a number to it, right? So there is minimum 12 minutes of meditation every day will make us more effective in terms of retaining that attention on wherever we place it, be it on a person when you are talking to them, be it on studying, be it on working, right? So which basically means that doing 12 minutes or plus of meditation helps us become better in all areas of whatever we would want to choose to do, right? More performant, more focused. And that was the whole concept of Swamiji as well, when he said, okay, build focus is the goal. We have to build goals which will help us become better in our everyday life, right? And that's where the tagline also comes from Black Lotus, called unleash your potential, right? So if we can increase our attention in everything we do, we're better at everything we do, right? And this science backing is what we want to really integrate into that. Please go ahead. You had a question for me. And I'm mindful of time, so please.
I'll keep it quick. So the 12 minutes, is it like one shot of 12-minute meditation?
Yes.
Or is it, like do it like 6 minutes or 3 minutes?
See, Swamiji from his experience has already told us that, you don't need to start with 12 minutes or 10 minutes. So start with 2 minutes, start with 3 minutes, right? And if you can retain focus or quality in whatever we are doing, maybe putting our attention on the sound or putting our attention on the form or just following the instructions that is being told, that quality matters more. Having said that, this is a study and the scientific proof that's been done by this neuroscientist, and 12 minutes of doing meditation every day, and in her study it was only like 4 or 5 days a week, right, itself has impacted. So if we can do it with the quality of what has been told to us, then I think the impact will be even more as well. Yeah, so
awesome.
that's
right. So I'm super duper excited about this, man. I'm super duper excited that you've shared this, and it's such a beautiful thing. Okay, because now we don't have to like, how much do I meditate? Do I meditate 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? We know that at least I need to put in 12 minutes, and I know that I'm going to see a difference in my life. And yeah, I want to pay attention to like many things, like all of us. All right. So I think this thing is going to be useful for all of us.
right.
The users of Black Lotus. I mean, I'm talking like a user of Black Lotus because I'm a user of Black Lotus. I love Black Lotus. All right. So,
me too. So, yeah. So
I'm just not the host. I just love Black Lotus. I really, really love Black Lotus. Yeah. I'm super excited about that. All right. Next question for you. All right. Would you be restarting? Because this is also connected because you just said the previous thing. Would you be restarting mindful to mindful?
So yes, mindful to mindful. So in fact, we want to bring in some neuroscientists like Amishija, hopefully her itself, and really converse with her and take this, when we hear from people like, Amishija, who has done studies for a couple of decades and who has tangible evidence and proof, and they can tell us, why something works, why it doesn't. It just kind of reiterates and helps us build the practice. So yeah, the answer is yes, we will restart the mindful to mindful series. We will definitely try to bring in these people and try the experts and see if we can have conversations with them.
So my memory is not so great, but it was Dr. Jyoti, right, who had come in.
Dr. Jyoti Mishra. Yes,
she was amazing. You people who are watching this, you're still watching this. Amazing people who are still watching this. You should check out that video if you've not seen that. Dr. Jyoti's video was just mind blowing. I mean, if you've not seen it, please do see it. And I'm looking forward to this peak mind person also coming in. Right? So, okay, next question.
Yes.
So it's a very important question. All right. What's next for Black Lotus?
Yes, thank you for asking. What's next is very importantly, see, the whole aim of Black Lotus is to make more people meditate because, and take value from meditation. As we were, talking just a few minutes earlier, it'll help us better, manage our thoughts, our emotions, and be able to increase our attention span, better succeed at the work that we do, and which means it just makes us better human beings, right? And combined with kindness, it's the Swamiji's catalyst of how these two things feed off each other and help us become a better individual for ourselves and definitely in the world at large. So that being said, how do we make this happen is what we are trying to do is to launch Black Lotus to students, right, who are, let's say, 16, 18 years, 20 years, 22 years, etc., who are in the formative stages. Because if they can get this practice instilled, then literally it's going to impact our world in some way or the other, right? So the idea is to we are doing a pilot, by the way. I wish we were able to launch this immediately, like to all the people who are watching this stream and the users currently, but we will be doing it very, very soon. Right now a pilot is ongoing where we have launched this to a couple of hundred students, and the ideology is simple, right? We don't want to have the barrier of entry at all for anybody, right? So especially the students, right? And that we are talking to, developing nations and, countries, or even people who are not able to afford even the 99 rupees plan, for example, right? So we don't want to have any barrier. We want to open it up for anybody to come in and experience, meditation, Swamiji's content, and the rare way of life, right? And also we will have closed room sessions like this in Zoom with the student cohorts, where we can help them better understand this practice, right? Because in the beginning, it's necessary to really, you'll have a lot of questions. Is this working? Is it not working? Am I doing it right? Not doing it right? So with the idea is to have closed room sessions where we will kind of help them understand the practice, and they can use Black Lotus to, practice it every day. The caveat is this though, the app is free for them as long as they use it. Okay. Wow. So if they have to put in, at least 3-4 days of doing a few minutes of meditation every day, right? And that is when, so the idea is that the existing users of the app who are subscribing, paying for it, are in a way kind of sponsoring these students. So the idea is to take them on and help them as long as they use it. If they don't use it, we'll replace them with somebody else who would want to take the app on. Right. So whoever wants to take the benefit of it, that's the idea. So that's what is immediately in the offering. Yeah.
I love this feature. I love the idea that, I can be like subscribing to Black Lotus and I can be meditating, and because I am subscribing, somebody else out there who needs it also gets to practice meditation free of cost, and somebody who actually needs it, who can't afford it, is able to do it. If I can watch what they are doing, and like not exactly what they are doing, but if I can see that they are progressing, then I'll be really, really happy. So I think this is a brilliant feature. I think like a lot of our subscribers will be really happy to know this. Right? So, like,
awesome. Yeah. So each subscriber will sponsor 2 such meditators, and yes, you will. Hopefully in the coming days, we have such set of features where we want to build, where you can, with their permission, you can see that they are also meditating, and they can say, something to you. You can say something to them. All that is in the plan in the coming days, right? So we all collectively can meditate. Yeah. So that's basically it. Yeah.
It sounds incredible, man, what you're planning and what you're doing with Black Lotus. I'm super excited about this. All right, last one. Okay, I know we are running
yes,
like whatever, almost. So
2 more minutes and we're done.
What would you want? Yes. What would you want your supporters of Black Lotus to do?
Well,
how can we help? Basically, the reason why I'm asking this is, what many people say, can I volunteer? Can I do this? So many people want to support Black Lotus, but what can they do? And how can we support Black Lotus?
The number one request we have for all the users of the app is to use the app. So I think if we just use the app, religiously incorporate the rare in our lives, doing the kindness, and what is Om Swamiji asking us to do, right? A few minutes of quality meditation with at least 1 kindness act in the day, right? So that's what he has really shown us, and the app is just a medium of this teaching to come alive. So I think if we can just incorporate this way of life and use the app every day, that would be our number 1 ask. The number 2 ask is please feel free to share the app now. Earlier, the new people who are coming in, maybe they were left a little, unsupported. They did not know what to do. But I think we have improved all that. So please feel free to share the app, and they don't even need to pay anything for at least 1 month of usage, and even for another month of trial usage. So I think they can really see and experience meditation and the content in the app. And only if they're really happy, they can go on to choose to, subscribe. So please share the app, and that's use the app and share the app. So that's what would be the best way to kind of support Black Lotus. Yeah.
Personally, I love your answer. Okay, I love the answer. Use the app. That's such a brilliant thing to do. All right, I mean, just awesome. Right, so I think nothing else, man. Thank you so much for giving us your time and giving us all these beautiful updates on Black Lotus. I'm super excited to going back to it, and like with the renewed vigor, and like I'm really looking forward to your next few updates. So yeah, thank you so much for this. Take
Thank
care,
you
and for all of you
yeah.
who joined us and stayed till the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Please.
everybody for for staying and listening, and maybe today or later. So all I want to end this with is please note if there anything that is good in the app. It's all because of Om Swamiji kind of guiding us, and it's his content, it's his brainchild, and really all we are doing is acting as a medium to make that happen. So hopefully you will give us feedback to improvise the app. So please give feedback. Your feedback matters a lot to us. And thank you for your patience and being nice in the formative years of the app where things go wrong and you still are okay with it. Really, it's the app is as good as the users as they say, right? So thank you very much, guys, and thank you very much, everyone, and thanks, Anand, for this. And apologies again for the fiasco in the beginning. Hopefully the everything worked until now. Yeah.
Well, then it's Indian Standard Time, man. It's perfect fine. Okay, I'm just kidding.
No. This was bad. But we'll make up. Well, next time we'll fix all the issues. Thank you so much, everyone.
Sure.